Welcome back, Algebra 2. Today we are going to be looking at some graphs of absolute value equations and inequalities. And this is meant to help you out on the quiz that I gave you, where I don't actually give you exact equations or inequalities. I have it in this form where I have like some A's and B's, some extra variables going on. The reason for that is because I actually want to see if you understand what we're doing. Anytime we have an equation and it's equal to a number here, this setup is going to be the same. It doesn't matter if it's absolute value of x plus 1 equals 2, if it's absolute value of x plus 3 equals 6. I could put any numbers that I want in for A and B. What we should be thinking about, though, is that absolute value is distance. So back in the beginning, we said, okay, this is, the center here would be at negative A, and I would be going B to the left and B to the right, and I would end up at two different spots. I would have two solutions. So anytime I have an equation of this form, it's going to have two solutions. You don't even have to find the exact solutions. All you have to know is, okay, it's just going to be two dots here, and that's going to match up with most absolute value equations, where A and B are some positive numbers. Now there is one special case for equations, and that's when we have the absolute value of something is equal to 0. Well, in that case, we start in our center, start at negative A here, and we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to go 0 spaces, so it's only going to have one solution. So if it is absolute value equals 0, then it's going to have one solution. The next type are the less than and the less than or equal to, and shared with you, less is nest, and that means that we shade between when we see these. So if we think about it again, if we start at our center, negative A, we can walk less than B to the left or to the right. These are going to both be between, but we got to keep in mind when it's an open circle and when it's a closed circle. Open circle, if it is not equal to it. So you should see open circles over here, and everything shaded between them. Whereas for this one, we should see some closed circles, and again, everything's going to shade between them. So they look kind of similar, except if it has a line under it, that means it's equal. That means it's going to be a solid circle, the ends. More is or. That means we shade on the outside. So if it looks like this, x plus a, absolute value of x plus a is greater than b, it's going to be an or statement. That means shade on the outside. Same thing here. And again, the difference between these two is open circle over here and shade on the outside, and this one's going to have closed circles and shade on the outside, like that and like that. But we also have, again, some special cases, especially dealing with negatives. Now, I didn't write in the word negative, I wrote 0 in here, but when does the distance, when is absolute value less than 0? That means it would have to be negative. Can your distance be negative 2 feet? I've used that example a couple times in class, and the answer is no, I can't travel less than 0. So the least I could travel would be 0. If I take the absolute value of anything, it's a non-negative number. So that means this one would have no solution. So when you see the graph here, there's nothing on it. So it just looks like that, just a plain line, no shading. Whereas over here, this says the absolute value of something is greater than or equal to 0. When is that going to happen? Well, that's going to happen all the time because I'm taking the absolute value. And if I take the absolute value of a negative, it becomes positive. And if I take it of 0, it's 0. If I take it of a positive, it's, so every single number should be on my graph. This is the all reals case. All reals are negative infinity to infinity. This one over here is the no solution case. No solution, or you could put a circle with a line going through it, or the empty braces. So those are our two special cases. And that's all I have for you right now. So hopefully that helps. Have a great day. Bye.